So I have this friend Rachel, and she's a new friend. She's actually a friend from the trip to Kilimanjaro, and she's such a sweetheart. She happens to be the one that was just directly in front of me when we were summiting that night. We got up at midnight. We started on the mountain at 1 a.m. And it's always interesting who's in line with you, because every day it was a little bit somebody different. And I felt really lucky to be by Rachel. She has a really sweet personality, and she's just a sweetheart. She's a light. She's really, really super smart. She has a great way of relating with people, and I had spent a little bit of time with her catching up during the days leading up to that. And I woke up really nauseous. I was really nauseated that morning at midnight. Go figure, right? Lack of sleep, up at 15,000 feet. So I didn't eat anything. And I was pretty miserable, and I was looking for a distraction, and I happened to be right behind her. And so what I did was I put in one earbud in my ear, and it had music on it, and it's like the music in my life that takes me back to the greatest places in my life. It's a playlist that I have when I'm out snowboarding, and I put in one earbud and I ride like that during my snowboarding days. So I'm listening to the music, and she's such a sweetheart. She turns around to me, and I just smile at her, and she says, I bet that smile gets you far in life. And I said, yeah, it does. I actually smile all the time. And all of you that know me know that I smile all the time. And I said, yeah, it does. And then we'd continue on, and I'd listen to the music, and she'd turn around and she'd just smile, and she said, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. And then she would turn around again, and she's like, she would just smile at me, and I'd smile back. And we're both working really hard. We're working really hard. And so I'm looking up at the sky, and it's so beautiful, and I can see this long line of headlamps ahead of me. And beyond that, I can see the African sky, and it's so dark out there, and the stars are so bright, so bright. And I'm listening to the music, and Coldplay comes on, the song Yellow. And just in that moment, she turns around, and Rachel, she shines that smile at me, and I smile back at her, and she says, look up at the stars. They're so beautiful. And just at that moment, Coldplay is playing in my ear, and look at the stars and how they shine for you and all the things that you do. And this is what I felt like when she said that. And I got so choked up, I lost my breath. I got so choked up. But I'll remember, there's the timing of it, the synchronicity, the timing of her turning around and saying that, Coldplay playing in my ear, and the magnificence of the African sky, as well as look at the stars and how they shine for you in all that you do. It's forever, forever plastered in my mind and in my being, that when I see the stars, they remind me of the good that I'm doing in the world. And they remind me of each and every one of you. And so this is how choked up I got in that moment. And, I had to forget about it for a while, because can't go on getting this choked up when you're at that altitude. I'll never forget it. And I thank you, my dear friend Rachel.